Welcome one and all. I am K. Radha, working as an assistant professor in Department of Information Technology, St. Martin's Engineering College. So today my topic is data structures using C. So for any computer programming that consists of algorithm as well as data structure. So algorithm is a finite set of instructions. If we follow, it accomplish a particular task. Now comes to the point, what is data structure? So data structure is a collection of data and relationship among them. So the example of data structure is arrays, stacks, queues and linked list. So in arrays and stacks, queues, linked list, in this topic we are going to discuss now. So data structures deals with how data is going to be stored and how the data is organized, and it deals with how to analyze the data and how to retrieve the data very efficiently, and it is going to deal with how different data items are interconnected with each other. That's why data structure topic learning is most important. So now I am going to discuss about types of data structure. Data structures are two types: linear data structures and non-linear data structures. In linear data structures, examples are arrays, stacks, queues, linked list. Non-linear data structures are graphs and trees. In linear data structure, all the data elements are arranged in a linear manner. So it means sequential manner. We can travel or access the data in a sequence manner. Now in nonlinear data structure, all the data elements are not arranged in a sequential manner. Those elements are arranged in hierarchical manner. So we can't travel or access data elements in a single run. That's why the data structures are divided into linear data structures and non-linear data structures. Now today's topic is the stack. So stack is a linear data structure. It is a collection of elements. All the operations of the stacks are takes place at one end. That end we are call it is a top of the stack. So first one, top of the stack, and so now so So example of stack is arranging the plates in one after another, arranging the chairs one after another. So stack perform the insertion, deletion operations at one end is called the top. So here we are taking it is a top. So these insertion and deletions are performed by using last in first out principle. Last in first out principle. What it means? Whatever the element we inserted last, that element should be deleted first from the stack. So this is the last in first out principle. So the example of stacks is arranging the plates, arranging the coins, arranging the chairs. Now I am going to discuss basic operations of a stack. So insertion of an element into the stack is called the push operation. Deletion of an element from the stack is called the pop operation. So now I am going to discuss how to insert a element into the stack and how to delete an element from the stack. So here if I am taking, this is the stack representation. Now, initial value of top is equals to -1 and these are the index positions 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, here the size is equals to 5 and this represents the maximum size. So, because the size, if it is a 5, you can insert up to 5 elements into the stack. If you are performing the push operation, you can insert the element. If you perform the pop operation, you can delete the element from the stack. So, I want to insert the element 10 to the stack. Let's suppose this is the stack. How to perform the insertion operation means, first you need to increase the value of the top. So, -1 plus 1. Now, the top value is 0. Then the top is not reached to the maximum value. So, you can insert 10 into the stack. Again, if I want to insert one more element 20 to the stack, again you need to check whether the top is reached to maximum value or not. No. Again, you can insert one more element 20. If I want to insert 40 element to the stack, again I need to increment the top value. I can push the value into the stack. Again, if you want to insert 50 to the stack, you need to increment the top value, insert 50. If you want to insert one more element 70, again increment the top value, insert 70. Now here, if you want to insert the element 30 to the stack, the top is reached to the maximum value. So, we can't insert 30 element into the stack because stack is already full. We can't insert one more element into the stack. Let me give you one more example. If we have a 10 liters of bucket, if you already pour 10 liters water into that bucket, if you try to insert one more liter water to that particular bucket, it is going to be overflow. The same condition, if you reach the maximum size of the stack, you can't insert element into the stack. This condition we are call it is a stack overflow. So, I will explain you how to insert the stack value and how to check the overflow condition. The same way I am taking stack of size 4. Now, the top is equals to -1. Index positions are represented with 5, with 4 and I want to insert 30, 20, 10 as well as 5. So, you need to check while performing the push operation whether it is an empty or not. Otherwise, stack is full or not. For that, you need to check if top is equals to size -1, printf stack is full. Else, you can insert the element into the stack. How you are going to insert? First, you need to increment the top value. Then you are going to insert the value at stack of top is equals to value. This is the logic you need to find while you are performing the push operation. With some example, I will explain you. First, I already said top is equal to -1. I want to push 30. Let me give push of 30. Got it? Now what is the top value? -1. Here you need to check if top is equals to -1. Is double is equals to size -1. What is the size of the stack? 4. Size is equals to 4. Size -1 means 4 minus 1, 3. So, -1 is equals to 3? No. So, if the condition is false, then it executes the else statement. In else statement, what is the first line is there? Top plus plus. Initial value of top is equals to -1. Now, top plus plus means top become 1. Now, this is the top position. So, you can insert the value at which position? Stack of top. So, stack of 1 is equals to which value I need to insert? 30. 30 is going to be inserted at stack of top value. Next, again, if I want to insert 20, again you need to check. Again you need to check push of 20. So here what is the top value now? 0. Is 0 is equals to size -1? 3. No, condition is fail. If the condition is fail, you need to execute the else part. In else part, what is the first statement is there? Top plus plus. Now the top is 0. Top plus plus means 0 plus 1, 1. Then next statement, stack of 1 is equals to value. What is the value is there? 20. This 20 is going to be placed here. Got it? Next one, if I want to insert one more element, 10. Again, the same process, top value is equals to 1. Top value is equals to 1. 1 is equals to size -1. No, again the condition false. Here it executes the else part. Now top is equals to 2. Stack of 2 is equals to 10. 10 is going to be inserted here. When you reach to the maximum value, it will display stack is full or stack is overflow. This is how push operation is going to be happen. Now, if I insert one more element called 5. Again, top is at 2. 2 is equals to 3. Again, the condition fail. It increment the top value 3. Stack of 3 is equals to 5. The 5 is going to be inserted. Now, if you want insert one more element, let's suppose 6. Push of 6. What happens? What is the top value? Top is equals to 3 is equals to size -1, also 3. The condition is true. If the condition is true, it display the message. Stack is full. So, we can't insert more elements into the stack. This is how the push operation is going to be work. Now, I am going to explain pop operation of a stack. So, pop operation is used to delete an element from the stack. Before performing the pop operation, you need to check whether the stack is empty or not. If it is empty, you can't delete an element from the stack. If it is not an empty, you can delete the elements from the stack. So, So basic operation of the stack push is completed. Now pop. Pop is to delete an element from the stack. Before performing the pop operation, you need to check whether elements are present in the stack or not. If the elements are present, you can remove the element from the top position. If the elements are not there in the stack, you need to display a message called stack is empty. So that's the reason why you are performing the pop operation. To perform the pop operation, you need to check whether the stack is empty or not. That's why is empty. You need to check before performing the pop operation. Now I am going to tell you how to perform the pop operation. Now the stack is with 30, 20, 10 and 5. This is the top position. These are the index positions. So first if I perform the pop of top, so it means if the pop of the top value is equals to 3, you are going to delete 30. So again you are decrementing the top value. Again you are performing the pop of top. 20 is going to be comes out of the stack. Again decrementing the top value. Then after 10 is going to be comes out of the top. Then now top is comes to this position. Again when you pop off the top, then 5 is going to be comes out of the top stack. Then top is in -1. So at that particular situation, you can't delete an element from the stack because stack is already empty. So to do that, I am writing the is empty condition. So if top is equals to -1, print stack is empty. Else you can delete the value. Value is equals to stack of top, then decrement the top value. Let's see. First of all, push completed. Now pop of top. What it means? Pop of, what is the top value? 30. So I want to perform the pop of 30. So now you need to check how it is going to be happen. Here, what is the top value? Top is equals to 3. 3 is equals to -1. No, the condition is fail. It execute the else part. In else part, what is the statement is there? Value is equals to stack of top. 30 is going to be pop out and the top value is going to be decremented by 1. Now top represent at second position. Again, if you want to perform, then it means the 30 is going to be comes out of the pop. Then pop 20. Got my point? So if you perform pop 20, what is the top value? Here 2. Is 2 is equals to -1? No, condition fails. It executes the else part. Then value is equals to stack of top. So value is equals to stack of 2. Stack of 2, which value is there? 20 is there. 20 is going to be deleted. Then what is the next statement? Top minus minus. Then top minus minus. Then here top position. Again, if you want to pop the 10, pop of 10, what is the top value? 1. So 1 is equals to -1. No, the condition fails. So it executes the else part. Again, value is equals to stack of 1. Stack of 1 value 10. 10 is going to be deleted from the stack. Then decrease the top value. Now the top represent this particular position. If you perform pop of 5, what happens? Top value is equals to 0. Is 0 is equals to minus 1? No. False condition, it execute the else part. The value of stack of 0. Stack of 0, which value is there? 5. 5 is going to be deleted from the stack. Now, what is the next statement is there? Top minus minus. Now, top is equals to minus 1. Then, if you perform the pop operation at that particular situation, what happens? So, now check. Top is equals to minus 1. What is the top value? Minus 1 is equals to minus 1 as the condition is true. If the condition is true, it execute stack is empty. You can't perform deletion operation from the stack. This is how basic operation of the stack is going to be happen. Push operation for insertion, pop operation for deletion, is empty to check whether the stack is empty or not. Is full for to check whether the stack is full or not. Then the next topic I need to discuss about the queues. So this is how stack is empty and push operation. Next push operation, after inserting 3 elements, you are popping out of the stack. Then queue. Queue also a linear data structure. It also a collection of elements, but the basic operations insertion and deletion takes place at 2 different ends. So insertion is performed at one end called the rear and deletion is performed at another end called the front. So deletion operation we are call it is a DQ operation, and the insertion operation we are call it is a NQ operation. So Q also work with the first in, first out principle. First in, first out principle. It means whatever the element inserted first into the queue, that is the element deleted from the queue is the first element. So here
కొంచెం స్లో ఉంటుంది నొక్కితే కాస్త బ్యాక్ అవుతుంది కింద వచ్చింది.
So this is the first in, first out principle of a queue, and the one end called the front for deletion end and the rear end for insertion end. So again the next slide shows. So it is the rear end to perform the insertion operation. This is the front end to perform the deletion operation. NQ of 10, it means you are entering 10. NQ of 8, we are entering 8. So DQ for deletion and NQ for entering the elements. And the next data structure is the linked list. Linked list is a collection of elements. These elements are represented in the form of nodes, and the node consists of 2 fields. So these 2 fields are data field and address field. Data field is used to store the data, address field is used to store the address of the next node. There are three different type of linked list: single linked list, double linked list, and circular linked list. In single linked list, we can move only in forward direction. It means only in one direction. Whereas in double linked list, we can move both direction. Either it is a forward direction or it is a reverse direction. In circular linked list, we can move around all from first node to last node to first node. So here is the video presentation of my topic stack. It is showing the push operation. First it push the 10, 100, 200 and 300. Then it perform the pop operation. Now this is the queue. We are inserting the 12 from rear end and 10, next 0. After insertion, it is going to be delete the elements. So if you insert one more element, it is going to be shows how the queue operations are performed. Then it is a single linked list representation. Node consists of two fields. First is the data field, next is the address field. Address field is connected to the next field. Here is the double linked list, consists of three fields. So previous node, previous field, next field and data field. Previous field consists of address of the previous node, next field contains the address of the next field and data field contains the address of the data. So in double linked list, two-way direction is there. In that two-way direction, we can move forward as well as backward. And the next one is the circular double linked list. It means you can move forward and forward direction as well as backward direction in both ways. So now, this is the presentation of basic data structures, stacks, queues as well as linked list. Now I am going to discuss about the in single linked list. A node consists of two fields, address field as well as data field. Here data is the 10, 15, 5, 20 and address. This node contain the address of next node. This node contain the address of this node. This node contain the address of this node. Here the address of this node is placed here. Address of this node is placed here. The same way address of this node is placed here. And you need to remember last node next field or address field is the null. So next slide, double linked list. In double linked list, two-way connection is there from previous node to next node to previous node. So here the address of this field is stored here and the address of the previous node is stored in the here. Let's see here. Address of this field is stored here. Here is going to be stored address of this A. It means B previous address is stored A and the B next address is stored is the address of C. Thank you.